What up, what up, what up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Young SMOOVE. That's me. Let's go. Yo, I'm coming at you with some of the hottest, dopest interviews from my city, your city. You already know what it is. And not to mention the fact, I got my R&B only that I'm coming back to on TikTok. Where we jam out to the hottest R&B. Keep in mind, we're going to chop it up, hear about the latest and greatest in hip-hop and more with my good friends and good times. And if you ain't watching, what's wrong with you, bitch? Either way, push the damn button and let's start the show. Yeah, let's go. What up, what up, what up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Young SMOOVE. That's me. Let's go. So, once again, the interview series is on and popping. And to my right, I have the girl of all girls, you know what I'm saying to you, my favorite artist. One of the many favorite artists, because I've said that several times, but definitely one of the top faves. My girl, Nelly Hendriiix, is in the building. Nelly Hendriiix, say hello to my people.
Yo, what up? What up? It's your girl Nelly Hendriiix, the one and only, often duplicated, never imitated, or often imitated, never duplicated. Either one. It's only me. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you.
Yes, sir.
So what's been good? What's new on the new journey on the new music front right now?
Right now, I'm actually working on a group project that we've been working on for quite some time. We putting songs together. Now that I'm not in Baltimore, so I have to like remotely do a lot of my things. But yeah, man, just been working on the group project, still
Yep.
writing, hitting the stage down here when I can. Just trying to build my footprint and my grind up here in Atlanta.
Hmm.
So yeah, just nothing's really stopped. Nothing's really stopped, man. I just feel like I still been on that same path that I was on back in Baltimore. So
Right.
just
Right.
blessed. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Now, for anyone who is meeting you for the first time, who is Nelly Hendriiix?
Nelly Hendriiix is the voice of the people. Nelly Hendriiix is the one who will pop that shit for you. When you can't quite put the words together, Nelly Hendriiix is the person, the voice of the voiceless. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I'm just all around. I'm your girl next door. I'm your home girl and your best friend. I'm whatever you need me to be. But as an artist, I'm just, I feel like I speak for the people. Like I speak for those who are counted out, the underdogs. Um, that's really me in a nutshell, honestly.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when did you first decide to grab the mic and say, "This is my lane. This is where I want to be"?
Ooh, okay. I think maybe back in, I want to say high school. Um, Me and a couple of my friends, we put together a little rap group.
Hmm.
We used to meet down one of my oldest friends' grandmother's basement, and we'd be
Yeah.
down there just writing our raps, letting each other hear it and stuff like that. I probably knew before that, but I think that that's when I actually started to like try it out myself. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Writing my own raps because me and my childhood friends, we would like listen to No Limit and Cash Money and stuff like that. We would be
The
all
good old
in,
days.
you're right, all in the middle room with my little boombox blasting, and we'll be like rewriting their songs, but in our own terms of like the stuff that we dealing with on a day to day. And so it was then that I knew that I can like create something. But I think
Hmm.
when I first decided to like really, pick up the mic and call myself an artist was like high school.
Yeah. And you know what the
Hmm.
funnier part is? I think that kids will never understand that. Like we come from an era where we gotta stop, press record, rewrite it, write it over again. We
Man.
were in the physicality, we were in the stages of you better get that verse right the first time because ain't nobody
Oh
playing with
yeah.
you. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
we we
Absolutely.
gotta write verses on the spot.
Oh yeah, the struggle is real. Let them tell it now. I was writing my first raps on stone tablets, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
The way it
It's
feels.
all
That is the
good.
way that it feels.
It's all good.
So growing up, what sounds or artists shaped your ear?
That's a good question. To start, it was TLC. I never forget my mother bought me that Ooh on a TLC tip tape, and it
Mm.
just literally changed my life. Left Eye. I saw myself in her growing up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just saw three girls who wore baggy clothes, who talked about a range of topics, who were unapologetically themselves.
Yeah.
And as a tomboy myself, I just felt like that was my voice.
Mhm.
Those girls were speaking for me, to me. And so that really just like shaped a lot of I feel like it still does in a sense, but it
Yeah.
shaped my sound. But like, getting older, it was Lil Kim, it was Missy, it was Jay
Mhm.
Z, Ti, so many artists, Gangsta Boo,
Mm.
just so many artists. Like, I can't. I feel like I'm slighting people. Like, I mean, Michael Jackson. I mean,
Oh god, yeah.
just so many people. It's really hard to break it down because I feel like I carry a bit of all those artists in my soul. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's
Yeah.
hard to really pinpoint, but I would say those artists that I named for sure.
But you know
Hmm.
what? It's funny because you and I actually share a love for TLC. Like that is my jam. I am
Hmm.
a huge TLC fan down to the point where my favorite song is actually um "This Is How It Works," which is on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. But
Okay.
it's funny because I actually recently had to get into a group. Billboard put up like the top 25 female hip hop artists, and they were
Hmm.
like, "Oh, why is Left Out on this
I
on this
had no
list?"
idea.
I said, "Oh, wait a minute, wait a fucking minute. First of all, number one, her No Scrubs verse that y'all seem to conveniently leave out of the Zeitgeist
Oh yeah.
is
Oh yeah.
fucking fire.
Her
Her
verse on
fucking
Donnell Jones.
stop taking the words out of my mouth
You
because
know what
that's
I'm
exactly what I
saying?
was about to
Like,
say
no,
when she
one of her
rapped for
favorite,
Blood.
bro. One of my favorite verses from her is actually on that first album on Ooh and the TLC tip. It's
Is
it's
it
a
Shout?
lot of no, it's not that song. I don't know if that song's on that album, but it's
Oh no,
a
Shout
song
was
called
on 3D, I think, something like that. Yeah.
yeah, but it's a song called "That's the Way We Like 'Em." Bro, when
Mm-hmm.
she come, the way she come in, like first of all, the intro to the song is just so hard. Then she just come in like, "Yo, it's me, Left Eye, and I ain't about to settle for anybody with a thing about me having the party. My life's having
Boogie.
fun.
Yeah.
Give it a reason and season." Like, come on, bro. She was just her
Right.
wordplay, like just her
Even
spunk,
her
as
fucking
you would
water,
call
even
it,
her
like
waterfalls verse.
the
Even the
waterfalls verse. That
waterfalls
that verse
verse.
give me chills every time I hear it. Like I can,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
then not only that,
yeah.
like
Left Eye is that.
I really want people to put respect on that girl's name because
Hmm.
the No Scrubs situation ends up being like, okay, well, you don't get that because like there was pop radio stations that wouldn't play the hip hop version, and then you had urban stations that would only play, that with the hip hop version.
Yep,
Kids
yep.
today don't know because more of the pop stations play it. Kids today
Hmm.
don't know that she has a verse on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If
Like
you
you
can't
gotta
spatially
listen to
expand
the
my
album.
horizons, then that leaves you in a
Then that
class with
leaves you in the
scrubs,
cabin.
never
Scrubs never
rising.
rising.
And
Mm,
whole time
I
she's
don't find
talking
it
about Andre
surprising. Whew.
Rising.
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
don't find it
Her
surprising if you don't have the cheese to bounce with me to the coast to overseas. Like
overseas.
what?
So, yo, the verse on Ladies Night. I mean, you could just go down the list. Like Left Eye, she
Yeah, I
got she
forgot
got a
about
lot
Ladies
of
Night, right?
yeah, she got a lot of deep cut
Hmm.
features. She got a lot of B-side features. She got a lot of, you know, top charting Billboard features and verses. So yeah,
Hmm.
Left
I
Eye
even put
definitely
when she
gets
was
left
on.
out.
Remember when she was on the Panther soundtrack? When TLC was on the Panther soundtrack?
Absolutely. Like
Yeah,
that's my girl. That's my
yeah,
girl. So yeah, Left Eye definitely was a super, super, super huge influence
yeah.
on me and my personality growing up and as an artist.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
So, what moment made you realize you could actually do this as a career?
Ooh, hmm. You know what? It was when I linked with my longtime mentor and current bandmate, King Grip. I mean,
Hmm.
this
Shout out, Grip.
guy, yeah, shout out to Grip, man. HD forever, Dark Side. It's like I met him in 2008, and
Hmm.
we were just actually talking about this a couple weeks ago. But our first meeting, we sat for like 3, 4 hours and just talked music. And he was like, "That's when I knew I wanted to work with you." And working with him, I just respected everything that he had done, the mark that he made on the city of Baltimore, and just his music business savvy, his stage presence, like everything. And he passed down some gems to me that I still hold near and dear to this day, things that I still practice and put into play when I hit the stage or when I record or when I mix and master and things like that. So I think that was when I truly realized it was the first time he put me on the stage at a club called the Turntable Club over East
Mm.
Baltimore. Shout out East Baltimore. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was just little gems that he gave me, and that's when I realized I had it. When that was the first time I had somebody that was not a blood relative, that believed in me, told me I could do it, and actually put time and effort and money behind
Right.
me. And it just meant the world to me. Like if I had an I've arrived moment up to this point, that would definitely take the cake. That would
Right.
be at the top, you know.
And then it also like leads to found family. You know what I mean? Like you guys created this dynamic, and Grip has been
Mhm.
a through line to a stream of your music and your ideals and your performances and all of the
Yes.
things. So I think that it is important to shout out those that trailblazed even when people don't understand or know that they
Mm,
trailblazed for you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I think that that
absolutely.
that, that holds very, very, very important, especially in this day and age where we think that there can only be one or that we can't, like it's a young man's game. I was actually talking to somebody else about it, and I say it again. I think that this is a better time for us in hip hop as the quote
Oh
unquote
yeah.
elder statesmen
Oh yeah.
because we
Absolutely.
have so much lived experience that people want to feel
Mhm.
that lived experience. You know what I mean? At this
Oh yeah,
particular point.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh,
I mean, at this
mhm.
point in time, like the experience that I have, I use that as an advantage. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when I step into a room with other artists, I feel proud to know that I'm trained. In a sense, I've put in my 10,000 hours. I've gone through the fire and the school
Yeah.
of hard knocks when it comes to this music business. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I do hold that experience in high regard. Absolutely, absolutely right.
Yeah. And how does your overall concept or vibe for an album start? Like something like Fixated Saga or the Fixated Saga or like Loyalty? Like how does that concept come into play?
That's a great question. So, the way I typically create is I'll just have this like aha moment
Mhm.
and I'll go on a binge, if you will, a recording binge. And it can last from anywhere to from 2 weeks to about a month. And I'll take those songs. I try to stay within the range of about 10 to 14 songs and I'll put them together. First of all, like let's go back. Writing wise, it's just I'm just flowing. I'm just going. It's just all pouring out, right? And
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
I'll get to a point, maybe 10 songs in, where I'm like, I'm starting to notice a common theme here. But
Right.
I don't have an album title yet, and I don't have plans for an album. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just recording and recording and recording. And then when I get to that breaking point where it's like, okay, I feel like I'm all recorded out. I'm all written out. Like, okay, I've got it, but I don't know what I have yet. I'll put those
Mhm.
songs together on a playlist. I'll lay down, listen to them. I'll fall asleep listening to them. I'll listen to them on the way to work. I'll listen to them just at any point in time that I have time to listen to music.
Yeah.
And then I'll start to hear the cohesiveness of certain songs. And once I hear that cohesiveness, that's when I start to think of a title.
Mhm.
What could this be called? What does this feel like? You know what I'm saying? And for a project like Fixated Loyalty, I feel like that's probably my most cohesive project to date. It was
Mhm.
a very experimental project, but in terms of the recording process,
Yeah.
because I challenged myself to like, what if I didn't have any studio equipment or access to a studio? What if I only had to do it on my phone? So it was a big risk to put out for something that sounded a little different and offbeat than everything else. But at the
Mhm.
same time, in terms of cohesiveness of the theme of the album, I think I did a good job of sticking to that. So a lot of times it'd be like just songs that I just record and I just be
Yeah.
recording and recording and recording. And then all of a sudden I noticed that anywhere from 7 to 14, 14 of them feel cohesive and let's put it out, you know?
I I I admire your your work, and not just the ethic, because the ethic has always been there, but I admire the way in which you approach it. And the reason why I admire that is because there's not too many people that sit with their own projects. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Absolutely.
can remember being in it and even being in it with you and just being like, I've done the verse, I'm done. I don't even want to hear it again. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
there are few people that actually sit with their work. Like, I'm making this, I'm creating this art, and then I know eventually I have to let it go. Where there
Hmm.
are some that hold on to it, like, this is my child. It's got to be perfect. No, but you've gotten to a point where you've kind of sat with the project, said, I don't know what this is going to be called yet, but it's going to be something good. And I like that because the sequencing of an album for me as the consumer is
Hmm.
everything. It
Hmm.
means so it means so much. It has to have a cohesiveness and a through line, and I appreciate that from any artist, because if it doesn't have a through line, then it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of
What are we doing?
songs. Yeah,
It's just a bunch of
absolutely.
songs. Yeah.
Well, I thank you, man. I
Mhm.
really appreciate that. That's a
Yeah.
huge compliment because sometimes I just feel like I stumble into whatever it is that everybody else is hearing. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be sitting here lying if I said there was some thorough plan. I kind of wish sometimes I was one of
That
those
it was a
artists
thorough
who,
plan.
yeah, and not only
Yeah.
that, who can just sit on something for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, because
Yeah.
I see the Kendrick Lamars, I see the people who, even Cardi with her 7 year hiatus or what have you. It's like
But let's get into it. That shit is amazing.
it
That
is,
album
and
is dope.
it really is, and her
Mhm.
whole rollout and her press run and everything she's been doing
So
right now is
great.
great. I love her.
So
So it's
great.
like, even though it wasn't necessarily planned for her to take the 7 years,
Sure.
sometimes I wish that I could be like that because I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
if there could be more planning and things like that. I'm just so spontaneous when it comes to this, and you only got one life to live, and
Yeah.
I just always feel this sense of creative urgency.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I have, here on this earth. I don't know
And
how
none of us
long I
do.
have, right, in this creative space. So I really just try to get it out of there because once I release it, then I'm creatively freeing my spirit and my brain to
Sure.
create more. If I'm
Sure.
sitting on the same 10 songs for 19 years or so, like, I can't create nothing else because I'm so focused on these 10 songs. So it's like
Yeah.
I gotta get them out. Sometimes I don't even care how they sound. I'm not
Yeah.
like that, you know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah.
I just be rushing stuff out because I just want the people to get it and consume it.
And I think that Cardi's is a slight risk too, because the 7 years, okay, that she's been through it. So if she wasn't in the throes of a divorce at this particular point, how relevant would the songs have been if, let's say, she was happy again and things had already changed? You know what I'm saying too? So like,
Yeah.
or she was still in the relationship with Offset. Like, what would 4 years after the first album, 2 years after the first album really looked
Hmm.
like? So it is
Hmm.
all about divine timing. Not only that, I think the day that her album came out were all nines. Like, the time, if you add all the numbers up together, they were all
Wow.
nines, and they were all because I think it was shit. It came out on the 18th of this
On
month.
the, I believe so. I
So
believe
not
so.
it's the ninth month. 8 plus 1 is
Hmm.
9.
Hmm.
2025 equals 9.
Mm.
So it was
That's
I thought
crazy.
about it the other day. I was like, oh, you know what, this is, yeah, it was divine
Yeah,
timing. It was divine
absolutely.
timing. And the music
Absolutely.
didn't sound aged. The only thing that I'm not comfortable with, and I don't know how you feel about this, I'm not comfortable with them adding old songs onto albums. And I don't
Listen,
this
when
yeah, this
no,
gauging. Go
you
ahead.
no, when I saw WAP on there, it made me think that I was like, did that come out last year or something? Like, I was confused for a minute because
We were in the fucking quarantine, okay?
okay, that's what I thought. Like, I was like,
We up and what we were in
yeah,
the pandemic. We were in the
yeah,
midst of the pandemic. Now, if she
yeah,
would have added
those
enough on
that
there,
was,
I would have been cool with that, or whatever, because
yeah,
enough was like maybe a year or two. But
yeah,
5 years, that's deep. But that lines the number and then puts you on Billboard.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. So, yeah, it's a plan for, everything, and I get it.
yeah,
Like, maybe even just, I mean, cause I don't know. I was gonna say like hoarding that song, but it wasn't hoarded. That song was
yeah.
out. It was a slap for a long
I
time.
think,
So,
hell, it's still on my workout playlist to this day.
you
So,
know, yeah. So
but
it still
I
comes
think that
across
it's
the.
yeah, I
Hmm.
think that it's just difficult to get into a space of what I wished for this album was, I wish that they would have been bonused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah, that
sprinkled
would have made
through
more
later
sense.
on. Give me this album because this album by itself
Mhm. Mhm.
slapped. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Oh
It
yeah.
didn't need
Oh
that.
yeah.
It didn't need that. And then if you were going to add those other tracks in there or even sprinkle them throughout, like, hey, this is the mix that I intended. This is the other mix
Mhm.
that I think really would have been great. I just want to give you that. But
Yeah.
but putting them in initially makes me be like, yeah, it don't fit nowhere. It didn't work anywhere.
Yeah.
It didn't work. So that was
Yeah.
my only thing.
Absolutely.
That was my only thing.
Mhm.
But back to your artistry because that's what I'm here for. It's what I don't. It's just on a tangent. So what
Okay.
comes first, lyric or beat?
Ooh. A lot of times the beat. 90% of the
Hmm.
times it's the beat.
Hmm.
The beat will tell me enough. And as you know or may not know, I do produce about
And
99.9% of
you
my
know, you
my
know, I
music.
know.
So
I know.
so it's like halfway through the beat making process, I already know what I want to say on that beat. Which is
Yeah,
why it's hard for me to sell beats because I usually write to them as I'm creating them. So
yeah.
yeah, the beat comes first for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
hmm
Any rituals, candles, late night sessions, and certain snacks that keep you inspired or and flowing?
I wouldn't say it's any particular snacks or any candles or anything like that. No particular time of the day. Over the last 10 years, I've been recording myself and I've gotten used
Hmm.
to recording alone. Like even if my
Yeah,
wife, if Winnie walks in the room, I just shut down the whole session. And she'd be like, "You can still record?" And
yeah,
I'd be like, "No, I can't." Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just certain
yeah, yeah.
comfortabilities. And granted, she's usually the first person to hear anything that I record. I just
Hmm.
have to be alone in the room. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I would say that's my only like ritual is just recording alone.
Mhm, mhm. I understand that completely because that's what it is. Everybody's like, "Oh,
That's
yeah, we're gonna come over." What it it's a lot.
no,
It's a
yeah,
lot. I don't know if I can officially have you in my space like this, you know what I mean? Like, I need it. I'm good.
yeah.
Um, so how do you decide which tracks make the final cut for an album?
If they sound good, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's certain songs that I'll record and I'll be like, I'm just not feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether it's a verse that feels forced or I
Mhm.
just I just don't feel it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have to feel it and I have to be like, whoo, like, you know what I'm saying? Just certain reactions to
Yeah.
it and stuff like that. And once I feel it, then it's out. So y'all can see by the amount of music that I put out, I feel a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? It's only a few songs in my hard drive that have not seen the light of day. And sometimes I'll go back and
Mhm.
listen to them and be like, this is all right, but then I can hear or see why it never made the light of day. So yeah,
Yeah. And do
that's
you
the
go back on it and
determining
say, is there
factor.
a way for me to is there a way for you to change the growth to it? Like, this the I'm never gonna see this on the light of day, but if I redo this and whatever new thing I'm working with, could that fit for something that was older?
I think so. Sometimes I've taken old verses and put them on new
Mhm.
songs. So
Right.
sometimes I've taken verses from a few different songs and pieced them together into one song. But the song itself, like with the beat and the verse with that beat, a lot of times, no, because I try not to date myself in songs. So if you've noticed, I never really say what year it is in the
Here it
song,
is. Yeah. Mhm.
so that I could possibly pull from something that's old, and you wouldn't know if it's a verse from 2018 or 2025. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
but a lot of times it's hard because if I've made my mind up that that song is just not going to see the light of day, it's just
Right.
not gonna see the light of day. It might be for my listening pleasure to go back and hear for growth, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
another
like
thing
where
too,
you
like
were.
yeah, like I grow from project to project, whether that's learning some type of new recording technique or mixing and mastering technique or beat making technique. So, a lot of times if I hear an older song, I'm just like, I just don't like where I was, you know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's too old. I'm like, the songs that did make it out of that era, they made it out, but this one just
Mhm.
ain't gonna be one of them.
Because
Yeah.
I think, as we've always said that music is the soundtrack of your life, and even if you're
Mhm.
creating it, there's a moment, you know what I mean, and
Yep.
there's this time where you're just like, yeah, I'm not there anymore, or I
Mhm.
can't. And I know full growth is when you hear a song that once made you cry and then you're singing it out loud.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I'll give you an example. When we had to put my dog down, this is years ago, Sam Smith's Stay With Me was the top song.
Mm.
When I tell you, I mean, I heard it everywhere that year. It was just all over the radio. It was everywhere. And I literally got to a point where I was like, oh, I can listen to the song again. Like, I heard I
Mhm.
wasn't sad anymore. I
Yep.
was out of that grief. I was out of that element. And I think that your music has this way of transcending genres, time, space. I think your music has a way of healing in a certain kind of way too. And I think that
Yeah.
it doesn't only become therapeutic for you. I think it's therapeutic for other people. So you also have songs like Check Me and No Drama. Um, they have powerful messages. What sparked those records though for you?
Ooh, those records were um I was just in like a uncertain place at the time, and I
Sure.
just didn't know how much more time I had, you know what I'm saying, to be recording it in the space that I was in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it was like those songs I had just learned like some new recording techniques, and I was like, I want to try them. And I feel like that those two songs, including Easy, those like are the pinnacles right now of
Hmm.
where I am recording wise. But the motivation behind those was just for Check Me, it was like I wanted an anthem. I wanted something where people can be like, even though that line is from Sheree from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Like, who gonna check me, boo? Right.
Yeah, who gonna check me, boo? You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
I that's my favorite housewife of Atlanta
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
And so that's one of my favorite episodes, one of my favorite
Still,
moments. So
to this
yes,
day,
to
to
this
this
day,
day.
I think I even used that clip for promotion when I first put the song out. But it's like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I wanted something like that with like a cultural moment,
Mhm.
um, in it somewhere. I rarely like reach like that, but I
And you
just
know
wanted to
what?
talk my
You know
talk
what?
my
And see,
shit.
that is also, speaking of cultural moments, that is out of context, right? Like, it all tracks if you know, you know. It's a if you know you
Mhm.
know moment. It definitely is. But the other one is Nini's I said what I
What
said.
I said.
But
Oh,
but the
absolutely.
context of it is Candy coming back and being like, but what you said was some bullshit. Like,
Yeah, facts, facts.
like, nobody ever uses the rest of
Yeah,
that content. Like, yeah, you
yeah.
said what you said, and that's fine. But what you
Mhm.
said was some bullshit. Is
Nah,
my
for
favorite
real.
part. Or
Absolutely.
my other favorite line that lives in the zeitgeist rent free is when one of Candy's aunts said, maybe it was Todd who came to us with the bullshit.
Yeah,
I
no.
said,
Poor Todd.
no, I'm sorry. It was a scheme that Todd set up to come to
Yeah,
us with the bullshit.
yeah.
And
Poor, he
and
couldn't
it was
wait
the
to leave him.
mic drop with the bullshit for me. That
Mhm.
was one of my favorite parts. So
That
yeah,
dude could not
when
catch
I
a
tell you
break.
that show has, I don't watch it like I used to, but that show got some quotable ass lines though.
Oh yeah, for
It
sure.
has some
For
quotable ass
sure.
lines. It
For
does.
sure. Yeah,
Um,
dude.
I just be thinking about it like, yo, and it has lines that live really rent free in your head if you
Yes.
really when you really think about it.
Yeah,
So I just,
Phaedra's
yeah,
go
you got that.
away from me with this.
This get
Go
away from me
away,
with this
go
Apollo.
away from me with this. Like, go away from me with this? Okay, Phaedra.
or
Love those girls.
or oh my god, when she did the read to Kenya talking about my I know who my baby daddy is, but what you will know is that yours jacked off in a cup for $2 and a pizza.
Yo,
Now twirl
they
on that.
just,
I said, oh my god.
well, they used to
And, and
drag
and
each
you're
other through
talking
the
about somebody who's
mud.
not watched it. I have not watched the show in years, and I still remember that shit. I
Yeah,
have not
it's
watched it in years.
iconic.
It is
Iconic.
iconic. But I
Yeah.
had to go there because when you said check me, I was like, yes, I forgot all about that. I
Oh
forgot all
yeah.
about that,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
and it was
Yes,
genius.
and
Your marketing was
that
genius.
video is coming very soon as well. So
I can't wait.
that's a exclusive right there. I haven't really announced that anywhere else. So I'm
I
dropping that
can't
on Kicking It
wait.
with Young Smooth.
Thank
Yes,
you
yes.
so much.
Oh, of
I
course.
appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Not that we not only that we just family, but we always look out. We always motivate. We always have pushed
Oh
each
yeah.
other for
Oh yeah.
decades, of course. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
it is our bond that I don't think that a lot of people understand and that we take our crafts very seriously. Like I remember I um I remember writing with you for the first time. And
Yeah.
the first time I ever met Hood, and we
Oh
was in
yeah.
the studio, and that was the first time. Like I had to give him his props recently and say to him, I was like, "Hey, yeah, so thank you," because if it wasn't
Yeah.
for him, I don't think he would have pushed. I would have pushed myself quite the way I did. But you and I mean, we are Bonnie and Clyde when it comes to like really writing a verse or writing it for someone else or doing whatever. We are Bonnie and Clyde like that,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
I love that bond, and I'm so grateful and humble for that every day. It's a gift from God.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Same,
Um.
bro.
Thank you. So as far as the other songs that we talked about, as far as Check Me, No More Drama, and Easy, do you see each of these songs being as a chapter of a bigger story?
I do actually. I want to have those. I typically don't release three singles for a project, especially if it's going to be an EP, because EP only about 5 to 7 songs.
Right.
So that's already half the project right there. But I was thinking about sticking just closing out the Fixated trilogy. It was supposed to be Fixated Fame, Fixated Money, and Fixated Love.
Mm,
After I did Fixated Fame, I did a Fixated Saga, and then Fixated Loyalty in 2022, which turned out to be an album, but it was supposed to be a trilogy of EPs, five
yeah.
songs tops, and I kind of just steered off a little bit or veered off course a little bit.
Hmm.
But those songs are going to be a part of a bigger project or a bigger concept for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why I
Yeah.
want to definitely deliver videos for No More Drama and Check Me.
And I think that
Hmm.
the trilogy is massively important in hip hop, in music in general. Like right now, of course, we have this Beyonce 3 act situation.
Hmm.
Kanye did it really with the college dropout, late registration, so on and so forth. And even down to like Nas, even though there's like four, but like
Hmm.
his series was it's massively important to kind of have a series. Sometimes it's like your staple as an
Oh
artist
yeah,
to see how much you can push your pen. You know what I mean? So
absolutely,
I love
absolutely.
that. I love that. So which song right now is
Thank you.
meaning the most for you right now and why?
I think it's Check Me. Check Me gets used a lot on TikTok
It
by people
does.
I know and people I don't know. I'll get notifications maybe every about 2 or 3 times a week. This person's used Check Me in their video, and I'm like, who? And I'll
Yeah.
go look. I don't follow the person. They don't follow me. They just found the song, and
Yeah.
it could be from somebody that follows me or we follow each other, and they follow them. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
either way, it's just I just love the support. Like I'm glad that it's resonating with people, that people can see or hear themselves in that song.
Hmm.
And so it's meant a lot to me. Check Me is definitely the one that I think, comes off because people like to pop their shit. People
They do.
like to um and they definitely if they can't put the words together themselves, then they love a good song that's doing that. And I
Hmm.
feel like the way that second verse comes in, like what prime, not me. Like I think a lot of people who are out here as entrepreneurs, creatives, whether that be content, music, I do feel like a lot of us are, what people would call at or past their prime. And so that's why that was important for me to start that verse like that, because coming into making that song, I was having these feelings in the back of my mind, like, is it past? Am I done? Like, you're creative. You got that angel and that devil creatively that'll sit there on your
Sure.
shoulders and they'll talk to you. And
Sure.
one will be like, girl, what are you talking about? Put that out. Let's do this. Let's go. And the other one will be like, when's the last time you hit a stage? You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You have those battles
So
within, and
I
yeah,
am
that's
I
that's
feel
it.
you on that because I want to say that at this particular point in my life, I'm baselining. Like, and what I mean by that is the workout of my body is the continuation of my mind, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. And I'm
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
at this particular point, nobody says it like me, nobody does it like me, nobody
Hmm.
smells like me, like, but you could
Hmm.
never. And
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
used to we used to I think we come from an era where it's always about be humble. But at some point I've got to put my dick on the table because y'all playing.
Yeah, no,
Because y'all
absolutely. You
can't
know
do
what I'm
this.
saying? And then that those following lines to that, those two bars is I'm her, can't nobody stop me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like answering that question with somebody or even myself will be like, have you reached your prime? And it's me asking the question, answering the question in the same four bars, like what prime? Not me. I'm her, can't nobody stop me. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And so it's that those songs like that, and a lot of my songs are me talking to myself, but also being transparent in a sense where it's like sometimes I'll go back and listen to my songs when I'm feeling down or something, and I'm like, who is she? I want to be like her. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I always want to sound um I just always want to put out a positive feeling for people because I know what it's like to be down. I know what it's like to feel depressed and anxious about things. And so
Mhm.
I just want people to, when they hear those songs, for them to pick them up and they feel like they can do anything. You can
Right.
accomplish anything.
And
Yeah.
and do you miss that energy that we once had in that early, like, in that we had a great run in that
Oh yeah.
2012 through 2016, 2017ish, run,
Oh
even
yeah.
switching to, me doing a podcast at this point. But like, I know that we have to grow, but does it feel like the energy is different? Like for me, I kind of feel like I'm still that same person, but
Hmm.
I'm more refined. Do you feel that way?
I feel like that time was an era. It was something that I got to experience. Before that, it was being with Grip and HD. I mean, it would be eight or nine of us
Yeah.
around the kitchen table writing, and it was like a marathon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I perfected my pen and learned how to write fast because if your verse wasn't ready and Grip called you up to record, then the next person's going. Nobody's waiting for you. So I learned how to write my verses in like 5 minutes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so I think different eras and times. Um, I'm just glad to have said that I had those experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't particularly miss them because there are things as a solo artist or just moving solo that you can accomplish so much more. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
the groups or having different like collaborative ideas and things like that, those things will come back around. But for the time that they were, I'm
Yeah.
blessed to have experienced that
We
because not
we did a
everybody gets
thing.
a piece of that pie. Like,
We did a
you
thing.
know, yeah, I just remember like walking up to clubs and people just yelling out Team Kelly and things like that. Like it's
Yeah.
just, whenever I have a vision, I just try to put it together. And
Mhm.
a lot of people ate off that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm proud to say that I started that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's something that I can always look back and hang my hat on. If I'm feeling super nostalgic, but it's a chapter that I have closed, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure,
And
for sure.
when in closing that chapter, um, just because a chapter is closed doesn't mean
Mhm.
that book is not still being written. You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
So
That part.
it's in the book, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
just haven't read the book back to front. That's all, but in a while. But
I
yeah,
think that
I'm
it
blessed
was
to have gone through that era.
I think, yeah, I am grateful to be a pin note or a bookmark in that chapter.
Absolutely.
I did not I don't look at it that way though a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Hmm.
don't look at it as I did anything. It just was me running and doing what I love. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then when you sit
Absolutely.
back and you look at it, you're like, "Oh shit, I accomplished all of this." Like I
Hmm.
did
Yeah.
all of these things, and it is just it's so humbling, and I'm grateful that I got a chance to do it with you. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Oh
Like I
man.
am so
Absolutely.
grateful, so
Listen, that
grateful.
music, and you know why it's hard for me to like champion that era and that music and stuff because it wasn't mine. Like
Mm.
that music was not original
Are
music.
you
It
talking
was
about like
all
the
industry
mixtape
beats.
situation?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
all industry beats and stuff, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I had this moment in time, I had my time to shine in Baltimore
Mhm.
City, a lot came from that, like, cause that was 2012,
Oh my
but
god.
the following years, 13, 14, 15, I got opportunities that were afforded to me because of that grind that year, you know what I'm saying? And that
Mhm.
solidified, who I was as an artist and a performer and everything all together for a lot of people in the city that were decision makers. So
Yeah.
I got afforded a lot of opportunities off of that run. But I just really wish if it was one thing that I can tweak about that era, I wish I
Yeah.
would have dropped more original music.
For
Because who
sure. Yeah.
knows, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that you grew into this pen that became amazing. Like
Hmm.
you as an artist is for me is you're someone that is open, honest, raw, flawed at times,
Yes.
but beautifully scarred, and it's
Yes.
okay. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
it's okay, and
Oh yeah.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And I think that you give people, yes, you are the voice for the voices, but you give people that opportunity to meet you one on one. Like I've seen you interact with fans and people and other artists, and like when we did Blaze the Stage, like
Hmm.
you know what I
Hmm.
mean? And
Yeah.
those and as much as I'm in that bag of reminiscing and nostalgia, I use it as the tool to move forward
Yeah.
because I could have been in none of those things. You know what I'm saying? Or you could have been
Yeah.
in none of those things. And none
Yeah.
of those
Oh,
things could have
absolutely.
happened. And so I always use those
Absolutely.
as the tool to move forward. But also
Hmm.
in the vein of moving forward, you also once did the Nelly Hendriiix podcast. What
Oh
pushed you to
yeah.
start doing a podcast alongside the music?
So I had a couple before that, and I just, one was during the pandemic, the other one was, I don't know what year that was, to be honest with you, the first one. But
Oh, we were what,
I
2020, 2021?
yeah, so 2020 was the what was it called? Let It Be Known
Mm-hmm.
podcast, and the one before that was called Rantix or something like that. But the
Hmm.
Nelly Hendrix podcast basically was like a back by popular demand kind of thing. A lot I had gotten for a short period of time, some people were like DMing me or hitting me up like, when you gonna bring your podcast back? And I'm like, and I just felt like at the time it was a good way to promote my own music by
Yeah.
using my own songs as the, intro music. And I just be having a lot to talk about sometimes, a lot of takes on things
Sure.
culturally,
Sure.
that's going on in music, sports, entertainment. So, and also like just putting like a comedic spin on my take, not having
Hmm.
my take be so finite or this is my opinion and this is it's like I find this really funny. Do you guys find this funny? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
like just kind of talking about it like that because at the end of the day, I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know what really happened in this person's life, but also like walking a fine line of not making fun of what happened. Cause I'll even talk about things that happened that were serious and not making fun of the person or the situation, but just finding some kind of humor in it or around it, like maybe how the media covered it or one of their responses to the media or something,
Yeah.
or fans' reaction to it. You know what I mean? Or just genuinely what I thought when I first heard the story. You know what
Because
I'm
you
saying? And
you got to
so,
do that though. You got to also separate like this ain't really your life.
yeah, and
Like as
it's
much as we
like,
want to play the politics of it all, this ain't my life
yeah,
at this moment.
I don't know these people, so
I do
I'm
not know
just
you.
another person just adding commentary to it, but also, like I said, trying to, I don't want to ever hurt anybody with it. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, where it's like, I know that I can have an unapologetic opinion. I try to save that for closed spaces. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
we're on the
Yeah.
phone or we're at a restaurant, we're talking and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think as unapologetic as it may come off or it may have come off when I was doing it, it still was filtered because, like I said, I just never want to come across as a person who
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
just gonna say anything about you for the likes and the clicks, and you know what I mean. Like
I
I can't.
don't want that. And if Cardi has
Yeah,
taught us
I gotta
anything,
sleep at
bitches
night.
is suing, and I ain't got no money.
Yeah, exactly.
Bitches is
You know what I
suing. I'm
mean.
not doing it. Fuck
Take
is
take
that?
all my little roses off of TikTok.
Hey, bitch, you
Use
only
me
got
for
a
my
few.
flowers. Right.
Speaking of which, speaking of which, you are definitely taking a lot of the indie route since you talked about TikTok as well for a quick second. You got
Hmm.
the no hate, all love music. And how does that indie route feel now that it's more of a focused approach? And how does TikTok equate in that?
Oh man. Shout out to the late great Nipsey Hussle. Part of the reason I got this sweatshirt on and this hat like this, you know what I'm saying? Like he this
I love
one of
Nipsey.
his last iconic looks, when he had the victory lap hat on and the green velour sweatshirt on.
Hmm.
Um Once I just, I always heard about him, but I never really dove into his catalog like that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until maybe a few months before he passed that I had just started paying attention to a lot of his interviews and everything. And I just found that I was on the path that he was talking, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I was like, wow, I'm already doing this, or I've done that. So, okay, so just keep plugging away. And, to take the independent route, it's always going to be an uphill battle. It's always
Yeah.
going to be harder. But the reward and the satisfaction when those risks or those gambles pay off, like I just keep throwing ideas at the wall, and if something sticks, it sticks. If it
Yeah.
doesn't, okay, I got more paper balls to throw, so
And I love
independency.
that too. I love that you don't you have more to throw, but it's never corny. It's never
Mm-mm.
that, you know what I'm saying? Like there's sometimes people are just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm throwing anything at the wall. I'm doing this. Let me juggle to here. I got to do this. But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
never it doesn't seem it never is corny. It just never is. So I appreciate that. Go
yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
Oh
off.
yeah, no, no, it's okay. We come from like a really cool era, so I doubt.
Yeah.
And we see some people our age on some corny shit, but like I just feel like we've adopted a lot of the cool from the '90s and the early
Yeah.
2000s, and we are the direct inheritors of that wave. So it's a responsibility, to not come off corny, to not embarrass my peers and my supporters and
Hmm.
my family, so that the biggest thing is my family. Like, I have to answer to these people. These are my real life people, what I'm saying, who can call me
Yeah.
on the phone and be like, bitch, what was
Like, what
that?
you
Like, I'm
doing?
saying?
Like
Like,
the
what
fuck
are
is
you
that?
doing?
It's like,
I'm
nigga,
concerned.
I
You
am
know what I
concerned.
mean?
And if I
Right.
have to call it I
So
am concerned, you know there's a problem.
you
Like,
feel
my
me?
God.
So like, yeah, like independence, I really encourage anybody to do it yourself. Yes, it's easy to sign with someone who's going to manage you or do these kind of things, but you have to bring something to the table, and hopefully what I do is an inspiration to other people, because it's like when you do so much independently, not only do you reap the rewards, you know what I'm saying? My credits, I don't split no sheets. It's 100%. You know what I'm saying? My split sheets
Right.
are 100% because I'm the composer and the songwriter.
And the performer.
But you feel me? And so, shout out to ASCAP. But
Baby.
it's like, you know what I mean? But no, for real, like it's great to reap those rewards. And so if you do partner with someone who
Hmm.
can elevate your career, elevate what you have going on, it shows them that you are savvy in that field that you've taken up as your profession. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's very important to me, my
Which
independence
is
for sure.
hilarious because that was going to be my next question, which you kind of led on. Like the biggest lessons that you've learned about owning your masters and handling business in what we have to understand is the music business. So
Oh
what are some of
man.
those?
Yeah, yeah, it's just that, really just owning your masters, owning your music. I remember early on in my career, I would talk to other artists and have conversations, whether it be at shows or just on the streets or whatever. And, getting into conversation, they like, yeah, because I work with this producer and he holds my music and this, that, and third. And I just thought that was a nightmare that the artist could go through. And I also, on the other hand, and hearing that, would thank God that he paired me with someone like Grip.
Yeah.
And then later on, someone like Hood,
Hmm.
who didn't want anything from me but the best. There are only two engineers in Baltimore that can say I have Nelly Hendriiix music in here, and then there's some one-offs from collaborations and things like that. But
Yeah.
if it's a collaboration, I don't mind that one verse is in your computer. But I'll be damned if I got two whole projects in your computer and you're not trying to give over anything.
Yeah.
It's really beneficial in a lot of ways. Not only that, like with safeguarding your art, but if you ever need a performance track or anything like that, like you have the masters, you own the masters. They are yours. They were created by you. They live in your hard drive, and that's just a huge flex, to be quite honest with you. It's like
For
it's
sure. For
it's
sure.
it's it's almost like it is an intellectual property, so it is an asset.
Hmm.
But it's like a tangible asset, like owning a home or owning stocks and bonds and things like that, intellectual properties, if they are yours, um, or the bigger percentage that you have over those, and if you can own your masters,
Right.
do it, do it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that are we're walking into this thing of it being nobody set a blueprint for us other than the people that we've seen recently. But like
Hmm.
nobody in our families and nobody in the people that we originally associated with or associate with in general ever really
Hmm.
set up a blueprint for how to really do this. Even down to podcasting,
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, not
Yeah.
one idea,
Listen.
but
Listen.
but I've learned it, and I thank y'all so much for always giving me my flowers on this. People be like, "Yo, you are." There are so many people, and you may see this eventually on this series, who have actually bigged me up about doing this, and I'm like, I do it because I love it.
Yeah.
I do it
And
because I love it.
when you do something, when you find something that you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life or another
Yeah,
day in your life. And so, I can only assume, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, that this doesn't feel like work for you.
it doesn't. It feels like great
It feels like the
conversation.
you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And also it feels like the things that we grew up on, the 106 in
yeah,
Park, the
yeah,
reading, the source interviews, you know what I'm saying, the
yeah,
vibes, the double XLs, the word up, the all of that. So it's
yeah.
just like, this is what we lived through and this is what we saw our greats doing. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So it's
Hmm.
like we are just carrying the torch now at this point. And for
And I
those of
think
us
I'm
who are actual enthusiasts,
right.
it doesn't feel like work.
It at all. And I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna well, I personally am doing a vision board myself
Yes.
to start manifesting because the omnipotent said write it down and make it plain, and it's time to start
Oh
writing it
yeah.
down and making it plain because
Oh yeah.
we can't keep leading in misdirection. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so I'm not
Absolutely.
at that point in my life anymore, but I am grateful. I am. Like, what lessons have you learned from some of your favorite artists?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
Mhm.
Not to sell my masters. That's number one.
Prince.
I just no, it's mine. Like I worked too hard for this. I don't think that there would be a number on it because I could always flip that. That's like work. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
could flip those songs and things and then some of the like just I don't know if I can pinpoint any specific, but we see creative directions that might not have worked, or we saw public missteps, you know what I'm saying, that may have set some of our favorites back, whether that be opportunity wise or career wise. So I think those are some of the biggest things that I've taken away, whether it be misspeaking in an interview and,
Mhm.
saying something that we've seen artists, and I don't think I could think, well, it's probably the main one who I can think of off the top of my head that opens his mouth and kind of sets himself back every time he does it. But other than him, I think
And he
really
used to be
just
for the people, which
he used to
bothers me.
be,
He
but
used to be for
it's
the
okay.
people.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay because
Yeah.
he'll come back. I feel like he'll come back. But
Yeah.
um I think that really just studying so hard and just watching so hard, I
Yeah.
just learned everything from like the biggest lessons have been like how to roll out a project,
Mhm.
um, media training. I haven't had any formal media training, but I watched a lot of my greats do interviews for
And
years. So,
and
you
vice
know,
versa. Vice versa.
yeah, and
I am not
it's
trained like that, but I have greats. I like Big Boy.
yeah,
I watch Charlemagne for
yeah,
whatever
all of
that is. You
them.
know what I'm saying? And Angie
Yeah.
Martinez, Angela
Oh,
Yee, all of that.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, it's like for me, even when I'm watching an interview, I might be getting entertainment out of it, but at the same time, I'm studying. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying?
Sure.
Even if I remember getting CDs back in the day and flipping all the way to the back to read the thank yous, and I don't know how many thank yous I've written in my
I have
notebooks.
read
Like
many thank yous.
when I get to the end of my rap books, I try to write like the thank yous out. You know what I'm saying? This is back
Yeah.
we was doing CDs. I kind of stopped doing it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something to
And
learn from every artist. You know what I'm saying? So
that is
it's been
something that
many
I
lessons.
never it's funny, that's something because you talked about the thank yous. I
Hmm.
never thought about that because I always think about the CD and doing the CD book and thinking about the lyrics. I never thought about the thank yous because there used to
I used to
really be thank
live
yous
for
in there.
that.
I
because
forgot all about that.
I always got a kick out of like the industry relationships. Like
Yeah.
I always thought it was so cool that Lil Kim, Missy, Mary J. Blige all lived together in New York at one point in
Good
time, or
point,
had
right.
a condo, or like, the Brat and Mariah Carey were like super cool. Like all these relationships, and we're starting to like, learn more about them now because they all do like interviews or they have
Yeah.
social media and they release little tidbits and gems. But in the thank yous, I'll be like, oh, I ain't know such and such rock with such and such. Like I
Mhm.
always thought that was so cool. So it was like, yeah, I always that's how I learned a lot. So now, like, when I watch interviews and people are like asking about certain artists' lives and stuff, I'm like, I already knew that. I already knew what his mother
Right.
name was. I already knew what his sister name was. I've been reading thank yous for his last 9 albums. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like,
Yeah.
it's just wild. But yeah, I studied, and I
Mhm.
still study. I'm a constant student of the game of
Yeah.
my craft. So yeah, I'm always watching and listening.
Yeah.
Always. It's
Yeah.
always more to learn.
And I think that's another thing that we're missing though, like even in physical copies. So I don't know how much. So primarily, like most physical copies are usually vinyl now. So you're
Hmm.
getting a lot of pictures, but I don't know. But even on vinyls, remember back in the day, you could turn back, you
Yeah.
could flip a vinyl over, it would give you the track listing, and it would give you the thank
Hmm.
yous. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And
Yep.
and that's how I got to know who some of the producers are. Like
Oh yeah.
um R&B wise, Brian Michael Cox, which I've talked about
Hmm.
before, and also the
Hmm.
other producer Troy Oliver, which was
Yep.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell that story again, but he was actually one of my first Facebook friends.
Wow. Wow.
And him and his son, wildly enough,
Yeah.
and it was just out of sheer coincidence because I was like, "Yo, your name's Troy Oliver, my name's Troy Oliver too. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and place that on it." And lo and behold, you'll actually follow me.
Yeah.
My first Twitter, um, person that actually hit me was RL from the group
Nice.
Next.
Next.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think recently the other person that actually has hit me back or has commented in a comment is Cree Summer, who I love.
Yes.
I love
Oh
Cree.
yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
love Cree. Love Cree.
Multifaceted, multi-talented. Yes.
She
Yes.
if you haven't gotten a chance to watch Lena Waithe's legacy and her
Okay.
interviews, those interviews are good.
Okay. I'm
She's
definitely gonna
had
check them out.
Robert Townsend, um who else? She's had Layla Rashawn,
Mm.
Loretta Devine.
Mm.
It's just been all of your favorite actors and actresses on there, and
Yes.
she goes through like their
Yes.
career and like what defined that career, and it's so super 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 good, and I think you'll like it.
I love that. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for putting
you're
me
welcome.
on.
You know that's what I do. You know that's what I do. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think that your talent is just surpassed bar none. But we're gonna give you a few rapid fire questions. All right.
Okay. Let's do it.
East Coast, West Coast.
East Coast all day, baby.
Early studio morning, late studio night.
Early morning.
Vinyl, cassette, or all digital.
Ooh. Cassette.
Yeah,
Cassette.
those were the days. Uh Dream Dream Festival or headline.
Hmm. Headline. I need
Okay.
that time.
First album you brought with your own money. I'm going to give you my answer just because I say it all the time. But go ahead. First album that you brought with your own money.
Well, I don't know if it was my own money because I never paid that penny, but
What do they know about that? Nobody
but
knows about that. And you know what?
but
That's a if you know, you know moment. I'm so sorry because,
it
and I'm so
is,
sorry,
but
Columbia House. I'm so sorry.
you know what I'm saying? Columbia House, we put y'all out of business.
It's
Sorry,
so
man, don't
bad,
come for me.
so bad,
But
so bad.
I will give y'all that penny when I make it.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I make eleven
it was
thousand dollars for
Missy.
the year.
You feel me? It was Missy Elliott, Super Duper Fly, the
So
CD.
fucking good. Matter of
Mm,
fact, speaking of which, right there. Like, I had to think
yes,
about it. Yeah, there's a
yes,
Missy row right there.
yes.
My first one was The Firm. So yeah, and
Ooh,
I bought it from Mondawmin, and I bought it from
okay.
Metro 2 in Mondawmin.
Mhm, mhm. I
Yep.
remember Metro too.
Okay.
Iconic.
Phew,
Iconic.
them days.
Yes.
One word or friend, friend would use to describe you.
Supportive.
Facts.
Yeah.
Um, your go-to comfort food after a show.
Fruit snacks.
Love a good fruit snack. Okay. A good gusher. Okay.
The Welch's
Oh
fruit
yes,
snacks. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You know what? And if I am high enough, a good Haribo, because there's something about the chew. I don't know what it is. If it something about the chew,
Boy, them things, yeah,
but my favorite, which I've got to stay away from. Goddamn, me and your sister love Take Fives.
bro. I'm
Love
gonna tell you
them.
right now,
The
them
shit is
Black Forest
crack.
gummies at my job got me on the chokehold right now. Like I need to stay
For
away from
real.
them things. They are a good source of A, C, and D or
Oh,
E or
the
something.
black
Like
bars ones.
yes,
Yes,
they are so
them
good.
gummies are
And
everything.
they have the ones that's kind of like gushers now too, which is crazy. But
Oh,
yeah.
they have like a fruit juice in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well,
Yep.
then that's a problem. That's gonna be a problem.
It is a
That's
problem. I'm
that's
trying to wean
that's gonna be
myself
a
off.
problem. It's gonna be a problem. Hidden talents that fans don't know about you.
I do pretty good impersonations. Pretty
Yes,
good
I forgot about
impersonations.
that. Right,
Yes.
I forgot all about that. And if you weren't making music, what would you be doing?
I would be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that
yeah, yeah.
because the skit on your TikTok with the mistaking the wrong Janelle in the phone, I am dead. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
when your straight
Yeah,
friend calls a stud.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. I'm like, bro, you got the wrong Janelle. You need to put me in there as Nelly. Like, stop
Okay,
playing with me.
because you
You know
playing,
what I
you are
mean?
playing.
Hendrix or something.
Um, and lastly, one of my favorite questions: if your music was defined as a Baltimore food plate, what would be on that plate?
Oh, of course. Four wing chicken by salt, pepper, ketchup all over, and a medium half and half.
Oh, come on, what? Come on, what?
You
Best
know what I
motherfucking
mean?
person to answer this question. When I tell you niggas be really trying to think about the plate and shit, fuck that. Best goddamn
Bro.
what? And where you getting it from?
Oh man, I'm getting it from Red Door on the Avenue, Pennsylvania Avenue in Lawrence.
You better know it. Even that or down Lexington
Mm-hmm.
Market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but for sure, because look, the one on the Avenue, they still old school. I don't even think they take cards. But I know last time I
Oh, they
checked,
still
they ain't
take
take card.
cash?
It's just cash.
I know
So
that's
you
the
know
fuck
it's
right.
tricky because people pull up and they got to
Yeah.
use that janky ATM across the street, and you know
That'd be
Pennsylvania
like
and
three
Lawrence
dollars and
ain't the
50 cents and
best.
shit.
And forget the fee. It's the niggas that's
The
around us.
niggas
You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying? You looking like, bro, I just want a chicken box. Like, what is he doing? What is she doing? Okay, let me get this money out of here real quick so I get
Yeah.
my chicken box and get back in the county.
I feel right. And you know what? The fucked up part about it is I feel bad for the homeless because they really be asking for money, and I have intents to make sure that that's the case, but I don't carry cash.
Bro, it's like you ain't got to worry about the homeless people. Then it's just so daggone busy, bro. It's just a lot going on, honey. Like, you know what I'm
What,
saying? But
what
that
in
chicken.
Atlanta?
No, I'm talking. Well, here too. Oh yeah, I got some stories. We got to talk. But no, I'm talking
We
about
will.
back home on Pennsylvania Avenue. Like
Oh my
you
god,
just like,
Pennsylvania
bro,
Avenue, they
it's too
throw it
much going.
away.
Yeah,
I
from
drove
Fulton to
past it
Franklin, this
recently.
was.
I
Oh
drove past it recently, and when I tell you, I said, everybody outside, yo, it's raining.
yeah,
So it's raining.
yeah,
Why are we all
yeah.
outside? And I
It's
only drove
still one
past
of
it because I
those.
had a detour away from. I said, you know what? My God, today.
Listen, it's still one of those
Mm,
streets that's everybody want to be seen on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, the Avenue. Shout
real
out to the
talk.
Avenue. Yes, shout
Real
out to the
talk.
Avenue,
Yeah,
man. From
yo,
Fulton to
and then
Franklin, the whole thing.
what? Whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Still down there. You riding your bike down there. There's the police.
It's just everything.
There's just
Whatever you want to
it's
get into,
so much.
man.
It is
You want to
so
go
much.
skating?
Whatever you want, and whatever you don't want, it's down there.
It's there. It's
It is
there.
down
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
It is
Absolutely.
down there. Don't make no damn sense.
Yes.
So I want to go ahead and wrap this up, but I definitely wanted to thank you so much for doing
No, thank you.
another wonderful, wonderful interview series for me. Of course, I know there's so much more to come. Can you tell the people where to find you?
Oh yeah. You can find me on Instagram, the real Nelly Hendriiix. That's three eyes in the Hendriix because the third eye is always open. And you
Come
can
on now.
also find me on TikTok, just Nelly Hendriiix. All right. So yeah, those are my two main places, my two main hubs.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also,
because
you can stream all my music on all major DSPs. Just type in Nelly Hendriiix again, NELLYHENDRIIX, and you will find my music from YouTube to Apple Music. Yep.
uh, it is there. It is there. Are you thinking about bringing the podcast back to promote your music?
I was thinking about maybe doing it on TikTok. I was thinking about it because I do want to come back and go
Because
live.
if you go live on TikTok and you want to go live on TikTok, we can go live together so we can talk about your music and dissect it together.
I mean, we could do that. We could definitely do that. I'm down for it for sure.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
definitely down for it. Yeah, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's
I'm
do
always
it. So
looking. I'm,
yeah, I've
I'm
been thinking
looking.
about it.
I'm looking to expand my project, so I'm just putting it out there. I've been putting that out there quite frequently lately, so we'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, we will
Okay.
figure it out for sure. Yes,
All right, so
yes.
we are going to go ahead and leave y'all. You stay right there for a second, Nelly, and I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, y'all know where to find it. You know what I'm saying to you. We're gonna talk soon. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna do our thing. Yes, come bring the camera close. We're gonna do our thing, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, y'all. That's it. We done. We out of here. Hope y'all had a good time. Hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. On to the next. So make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, because y'all already know what it is. We is outside. And that's on period. Yo, thanks so much for all the laughs. But that's all, folks. That's all she wrote. And until next time, y'all already know what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna say.